Bam 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 bam. Da 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 da. Botrix, my most favorite fan, I guess. My top fan. Always be the one that took the EXP first chat EXP boost. Alright. It's time to wear the glove. I really want to do quite lots of stuff, but today I need to finish the comic draft. I have to at least finish this by today, and I'll do whatever I want like later on. I want to make like a animations things. Because I really love that meme, that one that, you know, do the let's get those numbers, isn't that? I really like it. I want to make like an animation for it as my alert. Yeah, let's up those numbers. Yes. I do want those like animation to be made, and now to voice it, and then I might add some artificial crowd sound. I don't know how to do it properly. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. For now, it seems like some of the things that I have is not actually working properly. I do have to fix it a little bit in the futures. Like the one that if someone like bought something with Ko-Fi or gave me money in Ko-Fi or like stream elements, all those kind of like alert system is not really tested. I'm not really sure like how to activate stuff to test it. Hey, someone donate to me. Nah, just kidding. I'm not really sure it will work or not, so even you donate to me, I will not know. And I can't do a call out post that way. But either way, Good anytime zone, wherever you are, whenever you are. My name is Kiray and I'm your host and your Vtuber voice. Here to entertain you and may not have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Well, I'm drawing, obviously. I'm currently drawing a comic. I already got most of the first page and second page draft already done. Just the artwork. I haven't put a dialogue yet. So I think I have to keep myself refreshed a little bit so I can get more in my brain myself, so I can know what to do, what's the next step. So this is basically a mansion showing like the bodyguard and everything, and then this is like character showing is Kuro, Bianchi, and Bianchi Kuro. Is it Kuro Bianchi or Bianchi Kuro? I don't know which one starts first. Because like the Twitter account have both. Like the Twitter is like Bianchi Kuro, and then in Twitch is like Kuro Bianchi. So sometimes it's a little bit confusing. Yes. If you guys don't know what I'm doing, actually, every single time I do my comic chapter is like every chapters feature a VTubers. So you will always like see one new VTuber in all my chapters. If you're wondering like where you can find the comic that I've put, I actually put it in my Twitter post, and also there is my technically it's on my alt account. It's called Kiray Productions. You guys can go and find it that way. And aside from that, actually I did put it in community posts in my YouTube too, so you guys can kind of like scour through that. You can find it. The place is not the best place for you to post stuff, but it's better than nothing situations. Yeah. Again, she had lots of paperwork, and then she got bored. And I want to wrote it that she remember. Should I use a long panel? If it's like she was like shocked, things like that. I should do this. No, I should do this in reverse. So there's a panel here. So there's a panel here, and then there's like a panel here. guess I need to start from the head instead of the head. And I kapruk. Who put me? I don't think you guys can hear the Discord sound, right? Yeah, only I can hear it. Take a look at this. Ooh. Man, it's funny that my camera just like really stretch out. Yes. Just keep it like this. Best thing in the world. Nah. Aha. This would work better without a buggy mist. Yep, it is very buggy. I can't do it. Oh gosh dang it. Well, just not have the camera then, I guess. Yep, share screen. Done. How's the audio quality? Should be fine, right? Oh, by the way, if you guys did notice, I made a few like video format, and sometimes I clip my podcast stuff out. I did starting to draw a few bits and pieces of my thumbnail into it. It's like easy thumbnail, you know, like stuff like this, or stuff like this. I literally just draw like the most sketchiest thumbnail you guys can see. Obviously, the background color for everything is a little bit different one. Been drawing quite a lot of things lately, and oh, by the way, Reva have been like did send me a like art commission request, so I did finish his art commission request. Da-da, this is OC. And you know what? This one I need to thank you him like publicly. Aside from ordering a art commission for me, he also gave me a very big fat tip. Thank you very much. Because I do want to do this for quite a while, but I've been a little bit busy, so I'm unable to do this. I will also after this send him a DM message that thank him for the big fat tip. Thank you, Riva. Imagine he's still here. Ada. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't know, I oftenly like when I do my comic stuff, I will after I finish the chapters, I will have a you know, I will have a bonus page. Bonus page is just basically some like additional story from the from this particular chapter for fun. I want to create a bonus story for the strongest button alive. Because this is actually incorporated into her character design in the first place. If you guys don't know, anyone who's new here, basically I draw. My comic series is every single chapters I feature one VTubers, and this VTuber have a very very strong button, or very tight clothes, t-shirt. So I want to make a bonus panel about this button life. This is her mascot characters. I need to take a look at the reference sheet again for the characters. Hold on a bit. I don't know where I put the reference sheet at actually. I literally have a file name reference, so maybe it's in there. Let me go take a look. Yes, it is in there. I rarely actually download people like reference sheet and stuff. Like I say again, this is a button that fighting their life. But I need this one. Yes. There's a bird on top, and there's a cat plushie here, there's a collar here. Technically, it's not hand. The hand is here. The hand and leg is here. So this thing is actually a collar. Huh, I was like, at first I noticed, after I noticed it, I'd be like, oh. So that's how the cats look. Yep. Yeah, one there's like, this one is the butler. So he's wearing a monocle and that, like the mustache. The mustache. They all need the trait of the cat thingy. So there's earring. Actually, if I put a monocle, like which monocle side I need to put? Like on top of the eye here, or like here? I think the centers or like the side is the best. So I'm just going to put one in the side, and then yes, go up to the ear. And then have this thing up, like the collar thingy. I just kind of like particularly holding the plate and stuff. And I need to redraw the entire face because I want a shark face. I just realized how hard it is to draw a mustache. Bum, bum, bum. Well, it's just a draft. I don't have to be like too accurate. Yep, this one will be like that pop out of the window moment. Paneling, I can definitely say like there are lots of people struggling at paneling. I did talk to a lot of like artists and friends, talking about my like comic making endeavors. They all first things they kind of like mention about is the paneling side for them is a little bit difficult, so they can't actually do the paneling properly. So they end up kind of like giving up the comic making thing. Mm, just a general idea of how. Because the head is a little bit too big. So if the head too big, I need to match up the head size and the arm size, and also the shoulder size. So this should be the proper shoulder length if I do it like this, with a little bit for shadow dynamic. And this. To be honest, I never really like draw a big breast character properly in my life, so it's a good opportunity to have a little bit of practice. I think my brush is a little bit too big. I need to draw a more detailed face and bodies and stuff. Yeah, I need to shrunk the head a little bit. Other than that, I need to know where I need to put the direction of the head is. Generally, you guys, if you guys are a little bit confused, have to like put a paper on top of it, because like no matter how well, like you notice our face is a little bit curved out, but in reality it's actually still a flat plane when we kind of do everything. The only thing that pop out is just the nose. So our face is still maintained within a flat plane. We do have a little bit curve into our eyes because the socket is going in, but in reality it's just mostly just flat plane on the general figure. So if you really want to draw a face, the facial structure is not that well made. For this particular angle, I don't think I did a good job. I have to like erase everything first. I want her, the pose is slamming onto the table. But I think I do it in the front is much more better. Because I already have lots of dynamic movement from here. Or I can just go crazy. Every single like panel is just super hyper dynamic. So if I'm going to do that, oops. If I'm going to do that, I still can keep the head circle. I can. So basically is going for a low angle looking up. I'm not sure my eyes is fooling me or what. I feel like something is wrong with her face. The way the eye go should be like this. Yep. It's just the fact the head circle is wrong. I have to readjust quite lots of things. And as for the nose, It's because the character have a longer face, but despite it being in the higher angle, it should have still like shorter face kind of stuff. A pointy nose, small nose. All you do now is the general shape is done. All you do is just some adjustment. Drawing anime face in a angle is really tough. This is why I do respect a lot on like Violet Evergarden kind of like artwork, because they do a lot of crazy angle on lots of like drawing and stuff. Obviously they have like 3D assist and stuff. I should actually also try to use those kind of stuff, but I want to like refrain from doing it. I want to use the power of imaginations. So I just usually didn't. So this is the head, and if this is the head, the shoulders, I kind of like pop it up a little too high. If it's like this, the shoulder should be in here. Now, always remembers our hand muscle is kind of like this. It have going through here to here. So yeah, you can sort of like, you obviously it's not a very visible line. You don't have to really draw it unless there's some really strong lighting in a place. So you can just like have a very lightly faded line for it, and then more muscle is on the bicep, and then always have a thing pop in here, but the bone is kind of like just like this, and then the rest is just like go straight down. And then there's another bone here, blah blah blah. Technically it's not go straight down, it's like go this way, and then there's another bone go this way. Oftenly, if you kind of like think about it, our bone structure from here that connected, sorry, sometimes it's hard to find, especially like this. When we do something like this, our bone is actually twisted in a spiral. So if we put our hand like this, palm down, our bone is actually twisted around in the curve. So basically it's like a cross, something like that. So that is actually what happened to our bone. The back will twist somewhat. You can feel it, like the twist from here to this hand, because the back is kind of like connected to this bone. Oh, you guys can see the back from here. You touch it, there's a bone here. The bone is from here to here. But when you do this, and your elbow is still here, so if you try to like bring this up, it's actually going around, like from here to here. Who said I'm not teaching? And because I want to draw a very dynamic pose, the hand is not supposed to be looking like straight up down. So the hand should be having a lot more like visibility, getting bigger and bigger, but in a much more sensible way. It's not like, you know, you have to connect those things to here. I want to make like the hand kind of like spread out when they slam the table. And obviously the booba. The booba is the most important things. Sometimes you don't really have to be like super ultra like focus on the anatomy, because especially in comic panel you don't really have the luxury of kind of like, you know, unless you're doing like a lot of like action, you don't really have to think about anatomy way too much. But you are doing a lot of like still pose, so at least you need to have a almost correct anatomy instead of say like this is have to be like 100% correct. Also depends on your art style too. There are art styles that require you to be as accurately professional as possible. And for manga artists, Japanese manga, they do have a really high requirement for you to reach a certain level with your art. So sometimes if you felt like the anatomy of your own style is not correct, you technically need to scrap it. Oh, speaking about this, on Twitter, that there is like a post that got blew up. I want to make a video about it too in the future. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. When I say in the future, I mean literally tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a record about it. It's like if you guys didn't know this, someone drew a Superman pictures and then been called out as AI art, and then like there's a huge big debate on it. Actually, in reality, is a person actually drew that thing. People has been like randomly call out some certain style of artwork as AI for way too much. This has become a little bit way too bad. And then I did put up in the post that is like, you know what? Not just that kind of issues is a big thing. It's like there's a lot of posts that is, you know, they create a certain type of post like teach people how to spot AI art. Like that is not, especially when they say in a way that this is not how a human draw. It kind of pissed me off because some of the things they do stated is literally how I draw. So, well, fuck, I'm AI then. They teach people like the method of how a human draw, which is wrong. This way of drawing is wrong. That way of drawing is wrong. Like that, and then that is how you spot an AI. This is like very stupid. Hydrate, guys. Hydrate. The reason is like human make mistakes, and to be honest, art style, anime style, anything that doesn't look remotely like actual human, like facial features and this and that and stuff, styling, they are a legit in a way. You can say they are a on purpose mistake. They made those mistakes on purpose, you know, just to make it look somewhat, you would say, like stylistic, you know, charm of its own. It's a mistake that have the charm of its own. So if they keep on doing like lots of this kind of posts, like calling out like people like the way they kind of like did mistake on purpose just to, do a certain style, is going to damage the art community a lot. I'm not even kidding about it. A lot of people trying to like make their own kind of like style. It's kind of like for a lot of caricatures, kind of like or comic artists or many different artists that want to like make a style of their own. Now they are very conscious about like lots of things they do, because making style is literally using your mistake and then turn it into something unique. And being keep calling out, and then some people legitly just teach other people, if you draw it this way you'll be considered those is like the AI way, and then like be like, holy shit. Then you just like, it basically is like gatekeeping a lot of people who want to trying out like doing a lot of like art style and stuff. It's not a very healthy way to kind of like keep going on a witch hunt on AI art and stuff, okay? Yee. It's going to be a little bit complicated. I kind of overdid myself. Generally, I draw really simple, because it's a simple, silly comic. It's not like very like high budget comic. I guess I'm going high budget today. Resource management is always one of the most important things, especially when you want to draw a comic. If you do it like too much, you might kind of like have to spend a lot of times just to do a very like complex detail stuff, and then people would barely notice. Yeah, the thing is like she has a long ass tail, so like I do like it's a funny thing like in her stream like her model is basically the tail is always like so visible. So I'm trying to like do this is like every single time like her tail is also very visible in almost every scene. So I need to be a little bit creative on this post when she's like interrogated the butler. Yeah, I realized the easier way to draw the mustache is just draw two circles first. I need to draw another emote moment here. You know, that kind of face. That kind of face. So the fist is out. This face is not good enough. I need to switch it up the angle a little bit. Oh, you know what? You know what? Since she's a cat, I'm going to do that shocked cat face meme. Okay, I send the message to Kuro. Hope she answered. Oh, she won the second one. Okay. Okay, it's not a very clear image. It's kind of good things. I don't really need to draw like identical one in the first place. It's going to be this one, but Kuro face. So, ooh, pretty nice. Sorry, I keep doing that face because I need to invoke the energy for me to, in order for me to be able to draw it properly. If you guys didn't know, I accidentally, instead of drawing the cat face, I accidentally draw this one, I think. You don't share. The energy have like much more similarity of energy. Yeah, the eye might be one of the main culprit. Oops, that's this one. The hand should be. Oh, the thumb should be visible. I got the wrong directions. What? I'm AI. If you guys don't know, like don't know the jokes I have is basically the way I draw is actually quite a lot of people like call it out as like like those kind of like very AI behavior drawing. But obviously, no matter how you see it, doesn't look like one. But it was called like the method how AI is draw. I was like, you know what? I guess I'm fucking, I'm a fucking dirty AI then. This one is going to be a little bit different. This one just going to be a very, very big panel. And so far I need to reverse entire image. Why I have to do this is because I'm hanging upside down. Hi there, Hilly. Welcome, welcome. You drop in into the middle of my character being tortured. Somewhat. Oh. Yeah, I accidentally draw the Nicolas Cage face instead. Yeah, this particular chapters I want to draw as dynamic as possible in most of the scene. Well, the intent of the expression is the shocking face. Because the entire joke is like, she's a mafia boss. She's got too bored with the paperwork. And then halfway complaining it, she kind of like remembered that I was actually going to visit her for doing like a VTuber collab. But it's been a week, so she's wondering where I was gone. And then like the butler started sweating and be like, I don't know what the butler name is going to be. I need to ask her again. Hmm. Let me try to do a little bit of screenshot. So basically, the butler like she asked her butler, have you seen like my guest that was coming like last week? And then like the butler start sweating a lot. And he'd be like, oh, you mean the guy who told me to quote unquote take care of? And then she'd be like, that's the face. And then she come to the dungeon and find me almost get dunk into the sodas. Basically, they spend like a week to torture me, but it doesn't work because I'm the void itself. So it doesn't really does any damage to me. The joke is actually all damage is voided. So they've been trying to attempt to torture me for like maybe like a week and so, but it did nothing. Ooh, the lines are thick. Yep, this should be the end of the draft. So I'm going to do the save everything. Technically, I'm going to save in some other places. Taken care of. Yes, yes, this shall be the comic name. And then I'm gonna do a multiple batch export. Taken care of. The name will be. I'll start doing more coloring and stuff like maybe tomorrow. I know it sounds a little bit short on the streaming times. I just want to finish the draft and then continue with my work tomorrow. And then a way lot more stuff I still have to do in the stream, obviously. Because I did spend quite a lot of times like behind the scene, like doing a lot of editing, this and that, other stuff, and I did make quite a lot of like thumbnail today, actually offline. Yeah. If you click into my like channel, there will be like a few videos that already have like a thumbnail on there. Tonight 8. Oh yes, I still have a thumbnail I haven't made yet. Like tonight 8 will be another like video out. It's about stop killing game stuff. I should draw the I should draw the thumbnail for that thing too. It's going to be a very simple sketch. Actually, in my thumbnail on purpose, I actually left out all this kind of sketch line there. If you don't know the reference, you don't know the reference. No, they're not sketchily. I literally, you can see like in this one. See all the sketch lines there. This one as well. I'm trying to make like a certain brand of like thumbnail, and the thumbnail is basically just a very sketchy thumbnail. Very sketchy thumbnail. I would try to erase some of the line if it's like I want to emphasize on the afro. I might erase some of it, but I would just generously keeping quite a lot of things here and there, like the scratchy line, the folding line, the basic. It's just going to be a very basic type of drawing. I only erase when I need to actually, like, do the erasing thing, but generally most of the things is just kept very basic. And I don't have ears. This is canonically is actually a law for my character. He doesn't really have an ear. He never have one. So his makeup actually is very expensive. So the studio decided to not to spend money and put ears on him, and just put a wig, have like strand of hair, just block the ears. So Kiray model don't really have ears, you can see. Hey, we don't have budgets to keep him a good makeup, okay? Donate us money so we have more budget for the E in the futures. It's going to be very awkward if I finally add an E into it. Imagine I put it in like Donthon and like the milestone kind of like the stretching milestone kind of donation stuff is basically is like I would add ear onto my model. That would be really ridiculous. And somehow if I manage to achieve it, I'm gonna add ear into him. It's going to be very awkward because like philosophically, I in my brain he shouldn't show his ear unless it's the like the manga version of him. Manga version of him is a much more different one. It's a complete different person. So that version of him have ears visible. Is how I kind of like distinguish the studio version of Kiray and then the manga version of Kiray. I need to be a little bit more epic with the wording. Let's go for this one. Oh, I should use turnip pen instead. Turnip pen is actually ironically really good at writing word. E is a little bit thick. Let me go 3. I should put a disclaimer, I didn't say it. Oh, I should say I didn't say some idiot croaked. Yes. Called by some idiot. Shot fired! Ooh, the ripple is really strong. It's hard to make like this kind of like clown like aesthetic. Yep, this one should be okay. Okay, now the normal coloring. Oh, I shouldn't say eat my ass. I should say eat my whole ass. Hold on a little bit. I need to re-change my statement a little bit. Mmm. Yes, this one's good. Yes, it's like really faded to the background. If you kind of like see it in a distance, you can't really see it properly. So yes. Ah, it's fine. Nothing. I'm making a thumbnail for a video I just made. It will be out around 8. It's about stop killing game stuff. Obviously, if you need to talk about stop killing game, you always have to put our mascot onto it. If we don't put our Lord and Savior Pirate Software up into the screen as the mascot of the Stop Killing game, it's going to be a little bit less impactful when we want to talk about it. You know, he's still doubling down on the entire statement of stop killing game stuff. He's basically a law count at this point. And I have to make him a little bit visible. Yeah, like a haunted, like a haunted mansions. E. And then stop killing games. I need to find the link of stop killing games too. I need to put it in there to support it a little bit. Because I'm from Malaysia, so I can't really like help them do the initiative that well. So all I can do is just point people into the, like link and stuff. This month is actually the last month for the initiative. So if you guys are from EU, want to help out this thing, you guys can go and do a little bit of like good stuff. Just sign into the initiative. My video is actually trying to tell the general populace like the stop killing game is actually good for even normal business too, because actually there's lots of things that have a lot of bad business practices. Like, have you guys know like there's like a life-saving jacket that is basically made out of airbag, and if you get hit by a car while riding motorcycles and bicycle, it will turn into airbag. Actually, at least increase your survivability to a certain degree. Obviously, you get hit by a truck is still the same, but still, at least you will be slightly more survivable. And you know what happened? If you don't, they suddenly, like, you bought the jacket, and then they suddenly send you an email that, hey, we're now running a new business model. You bought, like, this, like, license for this jacket. It's not going to work anymore. If you have to update the OS, and OS for the jacket, and pay the subscription fee. If you don't pay the subscription fee, we won't let you upgrade update the OS. And then, yeah, if you get hit by a car, too bad. You will fucking die. So if you don't pay the subscription fee, just like enjoy your really expensive jacket. I guess. Yes, it actually exists, and there's so many like smart TV, smart systems, smart refrigerators. They have like this kind of system. If you tamper with it, maybe like like your like smart refrigerator, the ice making machine is a little bit faulty. You decided to take it apart a little bit and see like is it like, stuck or something like make it stuck or this and that other stuff. A, obviously, you void the warranty, but B, now you're against their terms and service. They can turn your like smart fridge off. So your fridge is essentially a giant useless pile of brick. Yes, this kind of things exist. And it happens to cars, to tractors, yes, even cars. This and that other stuff. I remember there's like one car have like you bought the car, but they send you an email again. Hey, you want a seat warmer? Subscribe to our service, and then we will activate this system for you. Yes, What Nintendo do is somewhat new. It's something that is already been a thing for quite a while. Do you know why? All this kind of like bad business practices, basically just to like milk the shit out of the customer, exist. They all come from game industry. Because game industry is a very lawless ground, because legislators never really look into game industry at all, because in lots of like legislator lawmakers this and that other stuff, or like government people, you all know they're old people. All old people look at game, they immediate like respond is like, this is for kids, why do we need to like look so deep into it? So generally, they don't give a shit about the game industry, how egregious most of the business practice and everything goes. General entertainment is functioning like that too, but game is the most egregious one. So the game industry has been like going rampant into a lawless zone for a very, very, very long time. Despite not a lot of like really predatory stuff actually come from game, but you can definitely bet my ass on this. It is perfected in the game industry because there's so many people just take whatever the game industry just toss at them. It's like all the predatory stuff, this and that, yeah, that stuff, all the psychology stuff, dark pattern, slowly drip feed, and sort of like slowly make you kind of like boil the frog kind of situations. And then we all got used to it, and then the general mass got used to it. Here's the thing, I say again, a lot of legislator will always say like gaming is just for kids. It's like 50 years gap at this point. More than 50 years gaps. Games have been exist for a very long time. All those 50 years ago kids that you say like it's just a game for kids, all those 50 years, all those people are grown up. A lot of people actually are grown ass men, have the money to buy a lot of stuff. It's a very big industry, and then people have been milking shit out of everyone in the game industry. And all the bad practices either is from there or perfected in there. They didn't see the things like coming. It's because it was already fully incubated as like a predatory project inside of game industry. And then they pop it out. Nobody actually seen this, everything, all this kind of bad practice coming. They just take it. The reason why they just like think, oh, it's okay, it's just a small business kind of stuff, is because it's already been done in game industry. They know that this is the thing, that minimum amount of like bullshit they can add to it that people will tolerate. Because people tolerate it, and then they start to make it like slowly like move it outside of the game industry to the car industry, to this and that yada stuff, to many product. So I do believe, personal belief, the Stop Killing Game movement, it will be the starting point of people actually look into the game industry stuff, because all the big wig publishers have been doing the most heinous and evil shit for as long as I'm alive. I'm already 30 years old, so I can definitely say like long as I have a like understanding of how business and conscious about the world, I would say solid 20 years it's been doing like this thing. Has become more and more worse and every single year. They really should have someone like on the authority side to look at this point. Because this is the most major things I really want to talk to people about, because like people just think Stop Killing Game is just for gamer, for the consumer on the gaming side. No, it's not just that. Freaking game industry is the incubation ground for all the like bad business practices. Been ages. You try to see like a lot of things, the bad practices. Now you try to look at the game industry. It's actually this. It's not just the double amount of that. It's like triple, quadruple amount of it. Is that worse than what people are taking shit now on the normal consumer product? It exists because it works in the game industry first. And then they'd be like, everyone tolerate this kind of thing. We can just, you know what? Give it to everyone. Give this tactic to everyone. Do you know this one very, very stupid thing is you play games, you make games, you hire game development, not fucking psychologists. They hired psychology. This and that, yada stuff, just to make the games kind of like the bad practice create, like literally have department to create bad practices, like business practice, to milk the shit out of everyone. Literally have a department for that, and hire a bunch of psychologists just to do all this kind of things. You can go and take a look, all the research, all the people shitting on the game industry, but nobody take a second look at it, especially on the legislative side, is because they still strongly believe the people who make games are for kids. They don't really have to think too much about it. Kids don't have money. How much business bad practice is going to happen in there? Not lots of people really think about it. It's like, why? This is why like the game industry is a very lawless ground zone. It's a lot of ground zero of bad practices. good thing it is sort of doing good, but still we need more people to like just even normal people. I don't want just I know there's a lot of people is either gamer or like maybe some people using VPN to actually register this kind of things. Because it only blew up after some of the famous YouTubers say about this thing. So you know the internet. There's definitely I really truly believe half of the people who sign this shit is not actually EU citizens. So actual EU citizens actually need to sign this. I don't want just gamer. I want everyone that is non-gamer that never played game in their life. But they also experience like starting to see like business, how business work and how they treat consumer is really bad these days. And why is that happening? Is because it is coming out from game industry. They have to sign it not just for that for the games. It's for stopping future more bullshit coming out. It's literally preemptive strike. I might put Pirate Software face onto it, but I definitely I did not talk about him at all. The entire topic is literally just talking about bad business practice, and they are all coming out from game industry. People have to take a look at it and try to support this thing. Because try to think about this: if they lock down the law of not letting the seller to instantly cut off the product you just bought, obviously it's not going to just affect games. It's going to affect a lot of product too. Let me go and... Oh, I need to export this thing. And I posted a lot of stream and video. Oh, I should just put the Stop Killing Game like logo on it. Stop Killing Game logo. I need to find it. Okay, I need to re-export this thing. JPEG. Bad consumer practices. Straight. Okay. Well, I did quite a lot of things, and then I also finished my comic draft. I'm gonna send it out actually. Hold on a little bit. Yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm doing, is basically I'm creating a comic series where I go to visit various different kind of like VTubers that I have a good vibe with. It's like, you know what, I like your style, and then I'll be like, do you want to collab in webcomic style? So basically the story is like I can travel through dimensions. So I visit other VTubers, and then have like some like silly shenanigans like comic style stuff happen. So each chapters you will be able to watch like different VTubers being features. I can actually show some of my older stuff. Hold on, let me close this thing. Okay, I actually posted this in my YouTube and also my YouTube community tab, and also in my Twitters, and obviously in my personal in my Discord server too. So you guys can like find it over there. And then this is the first chapters. The first prologue chapter is basically it's a very experimental one. I actually draw them in square, and it's not really good, to be honest. I need to like find a better way to do things. I have to open up like this. Should be easier. Yes. So there's a lot more stuff here, this and that, yeah, this stuff. Hey, I open it in the right size. And then now this is the actual one. Every single chapters, I will actually do a big shout out for the VTuber I'm featuring. And also, aside from featuring them, I will let me try to pull it out. If in the comic I seen anything that kind of like I draw in there, I can turn it into like an emote. I will actually make them into emote and then like give it to the VTuber I draw. Let them have the commercial license too. If they want to turn this into stickers, it's fine. Slap into anything, it's also fine. I'm trying to earn money from the IP anyway, so this is basically technically is a bribe. Technically. And then there's this one for Ryu, and then this one for Fluffy Gem. I only have like 3 chapters at the moment. I will finish my this chapter 4 in the futures. In the futures, not now. I'm still trying to figure out quite lots of things. Oh yeah, I have to like mass export it. I think I did mass export it. Taken care of. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes. Then with that, I'm going to find a file. beep beep, I'm ship. Beep beep, I'm ship. Beep beep, I'm ship. Beep beep, I'm ship. Oh, yeah, I exported in a different place. They always keep exporting to weird places. Like they can't track like where the thing is. Okay, so like oh. This particular chapter is playing a joke because this VTuber, the theme is like being the mafia VTuber boss. Basically, it's a mafia boss. And have you watched like the Family Guy one or is the Simpson one? I forgot which one. I think it's the Simpson one. Mm, yeah, it is a Simpson one. I think. You know, like that the mafia guy in there is being like have this like conversation about like okay, take care of the guest. Okay, I'll take care of the guest. Oh, no, not that take care of the guest. I mean, take care of the guest. Oh, take care of the guest. I mean, all right. That kind of jokes. So the entire thing is like, we were supposed to meet like a week ago, but I was basically not found, and then she realized that oh, actually, I was being taken care of. This is like why the shocking faces here. And then found that I'm in the dungeon. Every single like comic chapter have a little bit of experimentation running on. This particular one is, I would say, dynamic pose because most of the thing you can see like is a little bit like you know this kind of like dynamic pose, have a little bit like foreshortening this and that, yeah, that stuff. So I'm trying to like draw as much like dynamic angle as much as possible. Like this one is like angle up. This is like all those kind of like challenging angle that I'm trying to draw. Also, obviously, like I say, I do indeed need to draw a little bit of meme in there. It's a silly comic in the first place. There's a job application kind of jokes in there. Yeah, I need to send the draft to them. Let them see it. Oh, I send it to Collab Talk, not Comic Talk. Where's the file again? Ah, yes, found it. Found you? Chapter 4 draft. Alright, it's been quite a while. My video is uploaded. I did most of my work. 2 page of draft. Technically, I have like quite a lot more stuff already been done. I've been drawing like so many custom hand draw like thumbnail lately because it's just fun, you know. Man, the pirates off your face is actually very scary. Let me try to save this thing first. Oh, I have to do this too. Okay. Create photo layers. Boop. Ooh. I think I'm slowly turning this thing into my brand. I mean, like the way I draw the thumbnail. I'm trying to draw it like a very like sketchy style. This way I can draw it like really fast. And technically, the way I draw sketch is still looking quite nice, to be honest. I actually erase some of the lines sometimes, depends. But I do want to keep as much like scratchy line as possible. Like this one. Oops. Yeah, this is really funny. Because like in Malaysia we speak a lot of language. The moment like people say like, yeah, I heard you record like English language to our like company. Can you make another record of like voiceovers is actually on your native language? And then as a Malaysian, we are super hyper multilingual to the point that actually the language has blurred into one line. I'm not even kidding. We can mix all language into one thing. That for us is more or less is the authenticated like native language. So it makes so many language into it. It's kind of like not exactly a language. So it's like the moment they say like native language, you'll be like, which one? We can everyone speak a lot of language in like Malaysia. So it depends on who you are facing with. If you just say like native language, we do not know. We need to speak English. We need to speak Malay. If it's like or like we are not Malay persons like me, I'm Malaysian Chinese. So we will speak. We will be like have like some additional like options. Like, do you want us to do our racial language like speaking Mandarin? Or like our state language, we have Cantonese. Like most Malaysian Chinese in like KL regions, Kuala Lumpur regions, they know how to speak Cantonese by default. And then there's also like our mother tongue language. Mother tongue language is basically aside from racial language, we have our kind of like like family language kind of stuff. It's like Hakka, Hokkien, and then like Sichuan, Guangzhou, all those kind of like different type of Chinese language. So we have so many language. The moment you say native language, we don't know which one. Seriously, it's really that issues, and it does come up quite a lot of time in a lot of like different conversation about like what Malaysians can do in speaking term because like most Malaysian heard me when most Malaysian that hear me speaking English, they would be like, "Wait, you're Malaysians?" Obviously, I'm Malaysians, but the problem is I don't sound like one because usually you would hear that I'm a little bit like have like those Asian tone into me, so like I definitely are from Southeast Asia, but you can't really pinpoint which Southeast Asia I'm in. Either you pinpoint I will be like generally either in like Philippines or in um, either in Philippines or Singapore. These two places. It's really hard to know that I'm actually from Malaysia. People from Singapore actually can pinpoint that listening to this particular accent, they know that I'm from Malaysia. They can do distinguish that. But it have to be like super duper like frequent communications level to actually know it. Generally, in Malaysia term, I don't even sound like Malaysians. Try to think about like how Uncle Roger normally speak. That is just how most Malaysians speak, actually. Uncle Roger didn't fully he definitely did exaggerate it a little bit, but still, that is just how general population does speak, like Malaysian Chinese when they speak like English or Malay. So in reality, it's not even exaggerations the way that Uncle Roger speak. And if I want to speak like that, I also can speak like that, obviously. But generally, I don't talk like this that much lah, because not lots of people can understand me when I start speaking like this. Generally, I only talk like this when I talk to another fellow Malaysian because they do not understand a single word I'm saying. So generally, I would just go back to this one. This is just generally how I speak. If I stream, I have to be like very Uncle Kiray, and then I will actually use that accent. Generally, I won't. I would just like speak like this, unless I need to be acting as Uncle Kiray. Uncle Kiray is here. Anyone want to talk to me? Alright then. I've been streaming for quite a while. It's not like 2.5 hours, actually not that long. But generally, I only stream like this, like vertical style, when I kind of do drawing. It's not really like chatting and everything because, sadly, YouTube, they do not um promote like horizontal streaming that much. I do want to do a lot more horizontal streaming than like this vertical streaming, but they only kind of like promote vertical streaming by just like, doing that. You scroll through like the shorts and then they'll be like popping out this and that. It's actually pretty stupid. Really, really stupid. They should have just like one category for like streaming. Even people don't notice it, they can click into it, like, and find streaming that way. This is why I'm slowly like moving out from streaming. I'm just going to make more video content. I'm a very chatting and yappy person, so I just make like a video content, just me talking along as time for maybe like 30 to 40 minutes. Nah, I'm trying to restrain myself to like yap that much. But normally, if I yap, actually I yap a long, long time. Mm, Yeah, there's not too much things to talk about. I want to make another video tomorrow. Is basically the video is talking about AI art and stuff because like that's been like a very big news that technically I also like contribute into the posting stuff. My post does get blew up for no reasons. Is about like like there's been like a witch hunt for like AI art, but toward innocent artists lately. I don't know what happened, and I do want to talk a little bit about that, and also like those really stop like doing those kind of AI art witch hunt on people for no reasons. It's like use your time for better things, to be honest. And the second thing is like stop making those posts that teaches people to spot AI art, because they doing a very bad job at it. Also, in the same time, they making a lot of normal artists being very conscious about their own art. Is because like don't you see this kind of things? You see this particular mistake there, huh? That is only AI can do that, and then they will explain like this way of drawing this and that other stuff, and I'll be like, that is just how I fucking draw too. Fuck you then. Yeah, actually, like there's lots of like those kind of like teaching people how to spot AI stuff, like how the background work, how they do blurry background, this and that, yeah, that stuff, or like some this and that. That is just how I draw. Okay? Sometimes I hide my own personal mistake that way. AI learn from people. Obviously, they learn how to correct that mistake, like how a normal person correct that mistake do. So, is it in a way they are literally calling out a lot of like newbie artists? They're trying to do something, and then now they are conscious when they're trying to do some self-discovery, when they want to learn how to make their own art style from their mistake, this and that, yeah, that stuff. Now they are very conscious about it. They can't do a proper art experiment because of it. Because every single time they do a little bit, if they ever read those kind of posts, they'll be really conscious in their brain. It's like, I'm the person who can swear a lot, but if I go to my friend's house, sitting there in front of the parent, obviously I'm going to sit like a normal person and then not swear. This is why like there's also like it's basically like environment consciousness. The moment you know about your environment, you will stop. It restrains so many part of you. So those kind of like teach people how to do witch hunt is actually actively doing bad to a lot more artists than doing good. I will make a video about it, to be honest. Like this is a good practice. Because here's the thing, like personally I don't care about AI art. It doesn't really threaten me in any way. I'm not even kidding about it. It's like imagine like a song that had been overplayed inside a shopping mall. The moment you hear it in every single corner of the shopping mall, you will get sick of it. If everyone just decided to think like AI art is the better way to go, and everyone is using AI art, hand drawing art is just going to be more like rarer, and then the price is just going to be much more expensive. It's either this, the AI art become more expensive, and then they'll go for cheaper art stuff like normal artists, or the AI art becomes super cheap. Everyone is using it. There's no uniqueness from AI art anymore because it's just everywhere. By time, if you've seen enough AI art, you don't even need to have people to teach you that this is AI art. They will immediately notice it is, and then people will just slowly get sick of it if everyone is using AI art. So this is why I personally don't really have any opinion about AI stuff. People keep saying like it's going to like eliminate jobs from like artists and stuff. I don't really see it that way. Maybe it will for a certain period amount of time, because humans do like shiny things. So that is just human, not standard human behavior. We all just will gravitate towards shiny stuff, and once that shiny stuff like have this like enough shining moment, people are just slowly getting bored of it. That is the most standard human natures, and that is also what you call a certain pattern recognitions. It happens to a lot of things in the world. Is a, how should I say it? A certain type of stuff that will always go to an escalation point, and then the moment it hit the escalation point, it would just go back to a certain rate. Maybe it will still be like on top of some certain thing, but it will go to a point that not lots of people will just give a shit too much about it. Or the moment they see it, they'll be like, ugh, another AI, gosh dang it. Like those kind of stuff. There's a lot of people already got bored with AI stuff a lot already. You already can see the escalation point like dropping. it will collapse itself. A lot of people, it's generally just fear mongering. There's too many people keep, like saying how bad it is, but more or less, like the way they say it is just a short-term stuff. They never really see the long-term stuff. It happened in history so many times that everything, the moment it become like a normal things, it would just become a normal thing. People would just either get sick of it or just another thing. There's always like people think a little bit too complex. They should simplify a lot more things, and yet, because like how should I say? There's too many people think about the implication of morality instead of like cold hard data. Obviously, I'm not talking about morality nor talking about cold hard data too. I'm literally talking about patterns. It will eventually happen. It's not that it's not going to happen. It will eventually happen, but just how, like, along the way, the process, like how well it will be happening, how fast it's going to like stay up, how fast it's going to drop, how much they're going to still maintain their relevancy is always a certain things. Everything have a hit, everything have not a hit. AI at the end is still a tool. If a lot of people even have a creative tool on their hand and they aren't going to be creative about it, it's just going to be a lot of boring slop going to come out. People will notice. When people notice, people slowly like just forgot about it. And try to think this thing. The Miyazaki like ChatGPT like AI art things. After popping out for a while, did you see them being a common thing? No. No. Really, it doesn't. You don't really see them like everywhere itself. People only like normal people, casual people. They only see like, ooh, shiny. Pressed. Forgot. Do you see any like YouTuber is basically just going to like consistently using that like Studio Ghibli like art constantly for all their thumbnail? People are going to get bored about that thing. Now you see anyone using those kind of Ghibli like AI art everywhere? No. Because it was the recent shiny thing around that time when people like release it, lots of people play with it, and then just fade out. It's because of constant fear mongering on AI. People sound scared about AI stuff. Yes, the implication is real, but also at the same time, it's one of the many scenarios that will rarely happen. Maybe it will happen more in a more common way if you like scale it into a larger pool. But it's going to change a lot of things, but also at the same time, it's not going to change a lot of things. Just that. So I do want to make a video talking about those kind of things too. It might be some controversial point for someone, who knows? Because they are people who really hate AI to the core. They don't want to listen to reason, they just don't like AI. So anything about AI, they just like la 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 la. I don't like blind. I actually read. Here's the thing. I don't like blind hatred. Blind hatred really closes up a lot of door for a lot of creativity stuff. I am a creativity person. I'm not a artistic person. Maybe an artistic person can hate this thing. Creativity persons, we use every single tool as possible to make the thing that we want happen. We will use the most obscure knowledge, maybe like gardening knowledge. Oh, because I know a little bit about gardening, because my aunt do a lot of gardening, I learned a lot of gardening from her. When I do a drawing, I will be adding like the stuff that related to gardening much more accurately. is not because like it's there for no reasons, or like it's because it's gardening is there. No, I will be adding stuff in a more detailed way because I know a lot of gardening stuff. Or I can draw a robot much more easy because I study engineering. So I know how those joint work, how those like piston actually work. I know like where the wiring should be covered, this and that. Yeah, that stuff I can draw a much more like realistic, more functionable robot. Despite being like very creatively drawn. Creative persons and artistic persons is a very different thing too. Like, there's a lot of topic I do want to talk about, this and that other stuff, but talking in stream, sometimes I do think that is not good enough. I should actually make it into video format so people can listen to it too. Because when I stream, I got a very bad curse that is nobody is actually in my stream. So when there's nobody in the stream, even how good of a point I say sometimes, or like bad point, nobody is actually trying to discuss or argue with me. I don't want to turn like my thought process into echo chambers. So making it into a video and then like actually legitly does exposed to more people rather than just, being in stream talking to empty wall most of the time. Maybe in vertical format, I can do this thing more because a lot more people are seeing this kind of stuff. A lot of people have like their own streaming skill. There are people who are good at drawing. There are people who are good at there are people who is good at like playing games. Some people are good at debating. For me, I'm just good at yapping, I guess. Not even like doing too much thing. I just like yap this kind of this and that other stuff. Just like chatting with people, genuinely chatting with a lot of people, or just talk about like some random point for nothing, and also do some tech support stuff. I love to troubleshoot stuff sometimes. It's going to be very headache, especially like on the internet, helping people troubleshoot. It doesn't really help. Sometimes it's physical issues, so you can't really like tell them to go and pull some wire, see if it works or not. Everyone have their own expertise. And as for mine, you're already looking at it. Mm. Well, you really have to pick up a topic to talk about, to be honest. It's more like you spend most of the time contemplating a little bit more stuff than you used to do. Don't do it too much. You might be a little bit schizophrenic afterward, but still, it's like sometimes you do have to sit there and pondering a little bit about the world. It's not like I always like like the thinking statues like always every day just like this. I wonder how the economy is doing. A lot of things and point and how people see stuff is always a little bit different. I always will talk about my own point of perspective, and then I always also talk about the perspective of both sides of the things. I don't really stand on most places. I'm in the way partially function like how Ludwig does, but also don't. I'm somewhat of a fence-sitter, but also I'm not really a fence-sitter. It's more like a person that choose to be on the third perspective and then see shit happening. I always, because I study science stuff a lot, so I understand this point. Everything have a cause and effect. And sometimes those cause and effect also, both sides have their own wrong. Definitely. It's like I always told everyone about this kind of things. It's like all the streaming platform, video platform have their own goods. Everything have pros and cons. We just have to scale it which one have the worst con. But even that is just on the matter of perspective. I hate Twitch for reasons. for many reasons. I can just endlessly say a lot of like cons of Twitch. But also at the same time, some people really love Twitch because they see more pros than I see cons. But for me, it's still very useless. Here's the thing. When it comes to Twitch, every single argument that I have, the only argument they have to against all my con is they have a very good communities. They have a lot of like integration systems, this and that, yeah, stuff. I don't want to rain on their like parade because if you don't have audience, what good are those systems are for? Like seriously, you have like games with like Twitch integrated system game. You're playing at it. You have no audience. What good are it for? You have a lot of like point system, this and that, yeah, stuff. Just makes like your stream really fun. If you don't have audience, what goods are it for? They have a very good communities, but it's not in your stream. So what goods are it for? This is why I kind of like sometimes I say the cold hard truth a little bit too harshly. So normally I would refrain myself saying that. Right now I can say this thing is because I only streaming on YouTube at the moment, so I can shit on Twitch the way I wanted to. Just that. Just simply that. Every platform have their own butt, but I can definitely say like Twitch have bigger butt than most people, most platform. YouTube definitely have one too, and recently the things they do, I think is going to raise up a lot of eyebrow and change a lot of landscape of like how people are going to make content in the futures, because anyone who use remotely AI voice, AI content, repeated content is like if you clip this thing and then you post it yourself, even I allowed it, you won't gain any money from it. So all the monetization stuff is going to turn off, AI stuff is going to be off, all those like bot that clip all those like TV series is not going to earn any jack shit money anymore. So you won't see any Family Guy clip, you won't see any like Orville TV shows in there, you won't see lots of things in there because the bot is just going to cease any like activity because they can't earn any money from repeated spamming of those kind of clip and stuff. Why VTuber clippers is getting nuked by YouTube is because of those like TV series clipper. They clip all the TV series, like important bits and point, the highlight point, and like the Family Guys kind of stuff, or like Simpsons, or all those kind of TV series stuff that just getting clipped and put in shorts, and getting clipped and put in like a video format slightly faster or mirror them. It's because all those things, how should I say, because the YouTube want to eliminate all those things. VTuber clipper is basically a adjacent target. They kind of like just want to nuke this. Their goal is nuke this thing, but they kind of like running the same path. So when like YouTube decided to nuke everyone, they nuke all the VTuber clippers. Technically, all VTuber culture things is almost stand side to side with all the kind of like all the target that YouTube trying to nuke. The ASMR channel, there's a lot of people put sexual ASMR stuff into YouTube. So now they decided to nuke the entirety of ASMR channel. Even the normal ASMR channel, even the normal people just want to do like voiceover stuff, all those kind of things. They will still name it as ASMR for some reason, I don't know why. But still, they all got nuked. And then why VTuber got target too right now is also because there are people put hentai on YouTube. And we are walking, talking anime, and obviously you can't lie to yourself that some of the YouTube VTuber is a little bit scandalous when they of that, you know, like that model. So yeah, they going to get target one way or another in some sense. It's just like I say again, like adjacent target. We didn't walk the same path of the stuff that YouTube want to nuke, but we kind of like stand beside it. It's not like YouTube hate VTuber. It's just that we always stand right beside anything they try to nuke. Yep. Like I say again, it's the way they're nuking stuff is the issues. And what were you saying again? Let me try to read a little bit. Twitch would best for the new streamer. Because easily searchable. Viewer also like to find underrated. No. YouTube streaming would best already existing popular. No. In fact, the way you say is actually on the opposite side. I can tell you one thing. I've been streaming in Twitch for 7 years. I know the ins and outs of how Twitch functions. Yeah, really. I'm not even kidding you. They have known to be having the worst algorithm for new streamers. I mean Twitch. Here's the thing. I get more interactions as a new VTuber or a new streamer right now. In YouTube more than in Twitch. There's a reason for it. No people will actually really actively go and search for small streamers. It's just somehow it just got recommended by the algorithm sometimes. Just that small little amount of time, but still that's the thing. It's called the effect of like they will normally show you 5 streamer on the screen, and then they'd be like, this one got 0 people, this one got 10 people, this one got 50 people, this one got 1K people. Which one you going to click? Some people will actively go to the 0 one, but generally most people would just go to the 10 and like hundreds of people. Even you will go to click the people who have 0 view, you will just see that person didn't speak, didn't say anything because there's basically no people there because that guy been streaming for so long, there's no people trying to interact with him, he just like this. He didn't even notice that people joining in. He's just doing his own thing. That is just how all the Twitch like low level people is. And I don't want you to actively go to trying to search for it because it's going to burn your eyes. Just Chat have the most egregious fake view in there. Why? Here's the thing. Not lots of people actually know this about Twitch. Twitch have a thing called affiliation trap. If you don't know what affiliation trap is, they actually lowering the affiliation more and more. It's because they want you to get into affiliations so they can play ads. So the moment they play more ads from you because you have affiliations, they get more money. But you get 0 cents. Almost 0 cents. Technically 0.1 cents. And while that thing has happened, try to think about this. They will trap you and lock you in that ecosystem when you get affiliated. Why? For one, you will always stream in there, always play ads for them, so they can have numbers that we have this many streamer that will play ads to the like the the company that like buy them for ads and stuff, so they can show them the numbers. Also, the second thing, imagine this thing. I do this comic drawing, and I decided to go to Comic-Con and try to sell my comic. My first ever if someone for maybe I sit in that Comic-Con for like 5 days, nobody buy a single book. Last day, finally, one person decided to come here and buy 1 book from me. That $5 I earned have this very heavy sentimental value. It's in my hand. In Twitch, it works very differently. You finally get very easy affiliations, and then you start streaming again. Maybe that one person that always chat with you, and be like, "Oh, congratulations! Hey, you finally got affiliated. Here, 1 Prime sub from me." Didn't even actually pay in some sense, but Yeah, you earn 5 sub from your hobby. You literally do this for fun, and then finally you get your first bang of buck. Congratulations. But you're trying to take it out. Oh shit, you need $50 to actually take this thing out. Some people are lucky. They can earn that much within, they can earn that $50 within a month, maybe within a week. But there are people who are still, after 3 years, stuck in Twitch algorithm and still trying to earn that $50. They now are one of the cog in the wheel that's stuck inside Twitch. Welcome to the inflation trap. And here's another thing. Here's a very important thing that you have to learn about it. When you stream, do you notice that always that one view in there? If you ever stream in Twitch, there's always that one view in there. That is you streaming and monitoring your own stream. Obviously, you have to be monitoring your own stream, moderation and stuff. So that one view is always there. Just Chat definitely have about 100k of view in there. It's fake. It's basically people who in the grinding stone that got caught into inflation trap, just sit in there, stream, doing nothing, doing their own stuff. That one view keep accumulating all those people trapped inside Twitch, more and more and more. You can look at the art category in Twitch right now. I can definitely tell you, you keep scrolling down, you will see so many people with one view there, and then you try to compare this, all those one view, and then look at the actual category number. You subtract them, there's definitely around like 500 to 1k, maybe 2-3k people. It's actually fake number in there. You see art category have a lot of people. In truth, a lot of people stream in art category, but there's not a lot of viewer in art category. And where those numbers come from is because of inflation trap. Again, not a lot of people see that thing until I let them know about it, and then they'll be like, oh shit, you're right. And Twitch know these issues. They never address these issues because, again, they need the numbers. You are a cow for them to milk. The reason why Twitch is like this state, because they always need a lot of money. Because this thing is always on the red. They cannot kick out their top 5 streamers in there. It's because they need the money. But YouTube have a don't give a fuck middle finger attitude to people. The reason is they can literally just ban Mr. Beast and nothing happen to YouTube. Nothing will happen to YouTube. They can ban the top 10 creator inside the, like, PewDiePie or anything, Markiplier, everyone in YouTube, and YouTube will still survive. Twitch decided to ban like the first 3 people in the line. They will not survive the next year. Just Chat is literally the worst place in the world for you to find like low viewer count people. So many things it is. Twitch has been playing this game for a very long time. And I already seen this thing a long time ago. This is why I always shit on Twitch. And not lots of people sees this thing. And they will always tell me this. They have a good community at least. Good your head. You have no audience. What's good for? Technically, when you really want to stream in Twitch, it's not like I'm going to just stop you. Anyone can stream in Twitch. I just hate Twitch doesn't mean I won't stream in Twitch. Like, I can always complain and let people know about like how bad Twitch is. But doesn't mean I want people to stop streaming in Twitch. If you manage to earn money in Twitch, it's like, I'm not going to like just, because of my own personal principle, I don't want you to stream in there. If you manage to earn money, you're going to earn money there. If I manage to earn money in Twitch, I was still earning money in there, but while in the state that I know how scummy Twitch is. It's like, if your money literally come out from the sewage, it's still money. This is why at least you want to do, I would still, if people want to, now they learn a little bit about Twitch, they don't want to stream in Twitch, I would say no. You guys can keep streaming in Twitch, but here's the thing. Do multi-stream. Twitch is a little bit scummy on that part, and if they decided to just, ban you out from Twitch, you can just, remember in any Twitters, every single time they ban anyone, they would just have, this, Twitter, notification things is like, hey, this person got banned. You know what? Go to that site, promote your channel. Promote your channel from YouTube, promote your channel from Cake, promote your channel from any place that you try to stream on. Don't give a shit. Do not have a brand loyalties. Do not need to have a platform loyalties. Just do it everywhere. One place is gone, you still got 3 more places. It might split your audience, but still in the same times, if one audience completely shut off, you still got another batch of audience. Too bad I can't stream on TikTok. I don't know how to do that. I got this, oops. Hold on. I'm trying to, get into streaming TikTok too, but for some reasons, I cannot start my stream. I need a camera in there. And for some reason, they do not let me have my virtual camera on. No, they didn't say 1K. They already approved me. This is why I got the live studio in the first place. So when I go to stream, it told me that I need a camera. If I just put a topic odd. Yeah, just not let me. And then it say a camera source is required to real-time interaction, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's basically I need something in here, but I cannot choose a camera because I need to stream to go to have this virtual camera on. If I need to stream, I need a virtual camera. But no. If I need to stream, I need a camera. But if I don't have a camera, again, let me reset everything again. I need a camera to stream, but I only got virtual camera. I plug my phone into my computers. Now it activates as a virtual camera, and that virtual camera will act as camera for me, so I can stream. But in order to activate a virtual camera to stream, I need to stream for 30 minutes. But in order for me to stream, I need to activate my camera. Who knows? Maybe I just use my phone, turn off stream this way, and just say hi to everyone. Let's try it. Yeah, maybe I just blindly opening this thing. Yeah, I would just blindly open this thing, and then who knows? This is gonna scare the crap out of people in my face. How to ooh. How to activate stream and phone? UI is completely different. Okay, live. Go live. Allow TikTok access your microphone. Yep, I think I need to use my phone to just, you know what? I'm just opening a stream, but the camera is face down, so it didn't see anything for straight up like 30 minutes. Best strat. Okay, it's about to stream and everything. Say hi to everyone, I guess. Yeah, you see, I can actually stream. Say hi to everyone. I say again, I can definitely stream in here, but I can't stream in the live studio. I have no idea why. The camera, I need to stream for like 30 minutes to actually get the virtual camera like turned on. I have no idea how to do that thing. And I'm live. Like I say again, I'm the kind of like VTubers that I don't mind my face like showing out there. But it's still a little bit weird to just use my phone this way. You know what? I'm just going to like put it in a. I got like this thing, something like a gimbal. You guys don't know what kind of looking at is this thing. I clean my screen often. Yeah. So yeah, I'm live right now without any audience. Hey, you guys can go to my TikTok, I guess. At least now you guys are looking at me streaming without any like thingy, I guess. Ooh, real time performance. I have one viewer for no reasons. Hi there. Yeah, I need to like do a lot more like talking, like stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys notice, I'm looking at other ways because like I need to stream for 30 minutes to actually activate my like TikTok studio from the computers to be able to actually use it properly. Yeah, I have to stream this long, like 30 minutes. What I can talk about 30 minutes? Well, I guess I can keep talking about how scummy Twitch is, but still. Every single day. Let me have a little bit check. Let me try to open like the Studio One again. It's funny that TikTok is actually called like their own OBS system is called Studio One. If you really want to stream, you have to have that thing to stream. But again, if I never stream for in TikTok for more than 30 minutes, I cannot use virtual camera. Without virtual camera, I cannot use Studio One. So I have to use my phone to actually like do the streaming. Or I have to need to go to buy a webcam. So when I plug it in, it's an actual camera. And I don't have a webcam. I think I used to have it, a shitty one, back in the days, the Logitech one. Can I do something with this? Um, here's the thing. Let me try it. Let me try it. I I think I can swap my cameras from this one to my PC. I can do it this way. Let me try it. First I need to go for like capture card. Okay, capture card, and I'm going for OBS like virtual camera. Okay. Oh, I was there. Okay, okay. Can I just like fit to screen? Yes, fit to screen. Okay, go live. Can I go live? Continue live. No, I can't. And live stream? Art? No, I still can't go live without camera. And can I activate camera? Here's the thing. I think you guys can read this. If I need the camera, it said that unlock virtual camera by going live on Live Studio one more time or for 25 minutes each. Validation may take up to 48 hours. It's weird. I don't even know how to make this thing happen. It's stupid. Where I can get a camera from this? They don't let me activate my camera. Like, hi there. This is stupid. Can't I just go live? What have I even rendered? No, I have no idea. That's the thing. I'm trying to do like this vertical streaming things. I also trying to like make the obviously mute office. Obviously I'm trying to like go live here, but the moment I click and go live, I need to add a camera. If I add a camera here, the camera doesn't work. They want me to have a working camera in order to be able to start the stream. So if I have to start the stream, I need the camera. But if I need the camera, I click into the camera, I want to select a camera. But the only camera I have is all this camera is virtual camera. They can't let me select virtual camera unless I stream in Studio One. But I don't have a camera, how can I stream in fucking Studio One? This is bullshit. I don't need 1K, I already go live already because I already got approved. Yeah, it's a complete bullshit loop. I don't know how to like put a camera in there. Okay, I need to put a topic, put art. I can't. So the only way I can actually stream on TikTok is just using a live sentence and then just stream with my phone here. It does jack. I don't think it works. Can I just show my screen this way when I do drawing stream? Let's see. Anyone can go to my TikTok and take a look at it. Same thing is Kiray. You guys just can find me that way. Okay, if I'm live streaming, where does it go? You can just do this. Can anyone see it? Yes, you guys can see it. This is stupid. Okay, now again. Stream on bonus live. I have no idea what to do. It is all I can do. It's just my hand here, and I can draw. Oh shit, my hand is blocking. Thing. I need the other angle. Can I put the angle like this? Nope, it doesn't work properly. This is a weird way to go live. Ah, my phone. If anyone heard that sound, it's basically an ancient sound tune. Seriously, all I can do is just something like this. My camera is actually pretty blurry. Let me clean it up. You know, it's funny actually. My table is a mess because like I need to draw my drawing tablet, and when every single time I draw my drawing tablet, it's really dusty, so I keep using tissue to clean it. So I have like shit tons of tissue on my tables, and people look at it and like, no, not that tissues. It's a different tissues. This is the cleaning tissues. I'm not even kidding. Kitchen wipe. I use a kitchen wipe first because it have like soapy waters. It's wet with soapy water, so I kind of clean it with soapy water with all the monitors I have, and then after that, I will use a normal tissues to wipe clean, like dry them faster. So I have a lots of tissues there. It's because I think it's the soap property of like the cleaning wipe for some reasons. To make it sound wrong, okay. Not the tissues are wet. Oh, the tissue is wet. It's wet wipe. So I have to clean my screen. So afterward, I have to like dry it up faster. So I have to use the tissues to wipe it. So after I use a dry tissue to wipe it, it's just going to the tissues is just going to like I think it's just the soap property and stuff. The tissue actually legitly get crusty after it dried up. I'm not even kidding about that. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And also, like, my table is a mess. I have like so many like boxes of like I have so many boxes of like medication stuff. Like I did talk about in last stream that I require a lot of I have a lot of issues that I require medication to keep myself alive too. Not like alive, make myself functionable. But yeah, so generally I have my table is actually a mess. Like a bunch of tablet on there, and there are lots of like streaming like tools and gadget stuff. Like this thing, if you want to adjust the height, I can do the adjust the height stuff here. Used to be my second camera because back then I streamed with another camera on my shoulders. It will beam and like like have another camera angle of my drawing hand. So I keep drawing and then it show my hand and do all the drawing. I don't need like the V hand and stuff. And then yeah, I'd be like, I don't need that second phone anymore. My dad needs it to like do some bird selling. If you guys didn't know, I did take a few pictures before. My dad retired, and then he used some of his retired fund to create like this like really big like bird kind of like what they call it. It's not like a bird cage. It's like so big to the point that all the grass and tree they put in there is what they call it. The bird environment what thing. So he decided to like create an area for the bird to kind of like make more baby birds, and he decided to want to like sell the baby birds. Yeah, my camera dropped a little bit. But either way, yeah. I have so many stuff that I actually use for like doing this kind of things. And besides this, actually, I can actually change my voice a lot because I want to become a voice actor too. I have some proper mic. This actually is not a proper mic anymore. It's kind of a little bit broken. I need some money to actually buy a newer mic to actually do the voiceover stuff. This one actually is still good, so I can just temporarily I can use this one. Well, in any case, I can do quite a lot of things here. I say again, I can do lots of voice, and I can be very persuasive on many things. Too bad. I have a certain accent, so I didn't land on any like voice acting job. Here's the thing: if you need an Asian guy to do like English, like speaking English and stuff, unless you have a person that have an Asian guy in mind, or the way you write the line is very Asians, generally they don't need me. That's the thing. Unless I market myself very differently. Instead of speaking like this, I just speak like this every single time. I go and do recording and then go like do audition. I will be the most Asian guy you will find in all the top season top things. No, I never land any jobs in any like indie project too. Like I do lots of auditions and stuff. If you go to my Discord channel, community Discord channel, I literally have a channel that I will put all my audition stuff into that particular like channel. But yeah, like imagine like here's the thing. Like, imagine like I'm trying to brand myself as the most uncle persons in all the dubbing scene. Or like if you go to watch any 3D movies or like anime dub, there will always every single time you hear a unfriendly uncle, that will be me. I want to be that role. I want to be typecast into an unfriendly uncle. Like you go to shop, you go to like a random like store, and then there'll be an Asian guy sitting in there as like a clerk. Like, what you want? No window shopping for you. No money, don't come in. Got money, then buy and get out. That would be hilarious. Quite lots of people here. Are there? I can do a very, very authenticated Asian uncle because I am an Asian and I am an uncle. I am 30 years old, so yeah. No. This is my dream job. just sound like uncle. Yes, definitely. Just sound like uncle every single time. Well, I can sound like an uncle, or decide to sound like an old man that tuberculosis. I'm not even kidding. Actually, this is how I do if I want to sound like an old man. I'm just getting very out of breath. That's all. You know what? This is a lot of people when they think about want to sound like old man, different generation have a different old man sound. For my generations, it's because obviously, if there's an old uncle or like a very old man in my generations, they would sound like this. Why? It's because back in the day, smoking is a very thing. Everyone's basically heavy chain smoker back in the days. Try to think back in the olden time on the 50s or the 60s. Everyone actually, literally getting prescribed cigarettes as a medication. So everyone just become a super chain smoker. They smoke a lot. So when they become our grandpa, like anyone who is like 40 years old, 30 years old, all their grandpas sound like this because they smoke a shit tons. And you know what? That's just generally just how most old man is around the time. Obviously, nowadays, old man actually sounds very different. Every day, you will find how I can do a little bit of different documentary that I can definitely tell you that today we will be talking about uh, a tale of pirate software. The guy who will always double down on anything you will see, and I can tell you this is all his own dang fault. Every day that you always will look at a guy that the literal saying of tripping onto the ground and get up with a handful of sand and told you this is the 1000 IQ move. Like I say, I can actually do a lot of voice acting stuff. I just never got land into any jobs. I'm trying to register into like a voice acting agency. Actually, they approve my like sound file, my environment setup, this and that, other stuff. But here's the thing: I don't think I'm going to work in there. I'm doing they sent me an email that yeah, good, like your voice and your voice file, this and that, other stuff is approved. Like no static, no this and that. Apparently the very ghetto environment booth you have there is like functioning well, this and that. So you can actually do voice acting properly in a very it's more or less close to a professional environment. But here's the thing. The next sentence they write is, well, we have your English file, but can you record us a your native language file? Because we don't see any of our client will want you to do English, like English voice acting. Motherfucker, I sound insulted. I sound very insulted. Like, especially I'm a Malaysian, when you say native language, I was like, which one? We speak so many languages. English is one of the native language at this point too. Like, in a way, you kind of think of it is like, so you want me to speak Malay or Malaysian English like Uncle Rogers, or or like I have to speak like Malaysian Chinese, or Malaysian Mandarin, or Malaysian Cantonese, or Malaysians like Hindu. Like I get there's a lot of implication you want me to speak in. Which one? We have a very distinguished mixed language. In Malaysia, we mix all the language into one sentence. I don't think you want that. You want me to do a commercial like, "Ayo, you know what Today we draw you this thing very very good one, very ichibang." You buy this is very yummy, very tasty. Everyone will love and makan it. What, you want me to do it like that? Like, this is like the reason is like, here's the thing. Yes, if you really, according to the law, Malay is actually the native language of Malaysia, but in realities, Malay is a Australian version of Indo. Bahasa Indo. I sad to say it is, but if you trace back to the origin, it's a very niche language. Not just that, it's like Malay is technically a very diverse version of like Bahasa Indo. Like if you see in our history how Malay language was brought into like Malaysia, is like a person from a group of Indonesian people did migrate into like Malaya back then, and then it became Malaya, and then because of it's become like a trading like country, technically like Malacca and stuff, and they have a lot of culture exchange and this and that and yada yada stuff. So the Malay kind of like divert and like evolve into its own thing. So in a sense, Malay is the Australian version of like it's like you know English, you speak a lot of English, like maybe in UK or like in US, you learn a lot of what they call common English, and then you went to some other country called Australia, and then you realize that, do I actually speak English? They also speak English, but very different English. For us, we speak a very different Bahasa Indonesia. In some people eyes and view. I obviously it's not in Bahasa Indo. Now it's just have like kind of like 80%, 70% similarity on word, and then the grammar we use is completely different. But in a way, it is. And not just on Malay. We are the land of like our own version of language. If we speak Mandarin, Cantonese, anyone that speak those language as their main language, people from China, people from Taiwan, people from Hong Kong, they come to Malaysia and try to speak with people who can speak those language. They do not understand a single word we say. Our Mandarin is extremely Malaysian version, or you can say Australian version of like Chinese, the way we speak. So it's a very different thing the way we speak. Even it's like everything is a very unique versions only Malaysian have. It's not insult or anything. It's just like it is what it is. We don't exactly have a main language, but also at the same time, even we have our main language, it's very different. It's called Malaysian versions. The Chinese we speak, Malaysian version. The Cantonese we speak, Malaysian version. English we speak, we also speak a very Malaysian version of English. Malay we speak, technically it's a Malaysian version of Bahasa Indo. Technically they kind of like start at the same point, but kind of like split off. But kind of it is. So I'm not going to lie to people about this kind of things. It's like, especially when it comes to this. I'm 30 years old. After I got graduated from my SMK, like something like high school, like 18 years old, I haven't properly used Malay for a very long time. Actually, I become like illiterate to Malay, actually. If I read Malay, I can't really read it without Google Lens. The way I speak Malay have cadence. It's like I'm speaking haiku when I speak Malay. So I rather not speak Malay most of the time. I can communicate with people with like English, but they can speak Malay to me. I understand them, but I just can't read Malay or speak Malay properly. That's just me. I think a lot of people also have that kind of issues too. And the only time you actually properly using Malay is actually when it's actually either you are inside a Malay circle, neighborhood, a lot of Malay in there, or like your jobs have a lot of Malay in there in the circles, or you're working literally government jobs, which is not really something that a lot like things that you constantly do. Like unless you work as a government a government agent, government worker, you don't really actually legitly use Malay that much. Heck, I can tell one thing, like I have a lot of Malay friends, actually they do not know how to use Malay properly anymore. Because they've been working in an environment that need to use English, or private company use English. They use it so much, they actually can't even speak Malay properly. They speak like a mix of Malay and Malay and English together. The Manglish. Like last time I have like a podcast with another friend of mine, Primer, and we did talk about this. Like, even he don't know. Try to think this. Do you know the word komunikasi? It's just flat out communications. If you're going to like ask what is komunikasi, they will just say communications. Actually, there's a word for komunikasi in Malay, but we've been using a lot of word that just directly shifted into into English forcefully. We just don't know what the real komunikasi word is in Malay. I have a video about it, like on that one particular video. You guys, like, moment you look into my YouTube, you can see that video, and then you know like what I'm actually talking about. And then Malay is a very complex language. I'm not even like kidding about the complex language. Like, try to think about this. You can sit down like now. If you sit straight, have a name. If you sit slouch, have a name. If you sit with your leg crossed, have a name. If you sit with one your leg out, one your leg kind of like like this, like have a name. Every single form of sitting have a word for it. And you already hear when I use English, we sit with our leg crossed, we sit with one our leg out. If we use English, we use it like that. For Malay, it's a completely one word. It's a word uniquely for that sitting positions. There's no other use for it. It's just for that word. It's just for that sitting positions. And nobody actually know that. So if I just ask people, random people, that is Malay, that if you sit with your leg crossed, in Malay what it is, they would just say duduk dengan kaki apa, just like that. It's actually, that's like one word for it. You can just say that word. You don't have to like write it that long. That is actually the real word. And nobody actually remember or know that shit. And yeah, it's just like that. Like, this is how like most of the things that when it comes to Malay, a lot of word we can't even speak properly. So if you really want me to say like an authenticated Malaysia, like native quote unquote Malay language, I can't even use it properly. Not even Malay can use it properly at this point. Unless I go and specialize on study Malay. Nobody can do it. Actually, I think Philippines have like the same issues too. It's like Philippine actually, if you go to try to open the Philippine news, you can actually understand like 90% of the word they say. Why? It's because they incorporate so many like English into that language right now. It's basically they almost speaking English. So to the point you can just randomly ask a Philippine persons to speak full Filipino. They would be some of them would be like don't know how to speak properly. Definitely there would be a case like that. Like Malaysia already have case like Malay can't even speak Malay properly. Sorry that I have to take a look at some things. But either way, yeah, like things like this is like always have like so many things that multifaceted things we have to like think about this and that yada and stuff. That sometimes just think about it is like a little bit headache. Where was we at? What actually triggered this conversation in the first place? Ah yes. So again, because of that, I think that I don't want to work over that because either they want me to do a Chinese record, like a Mandarin record for like they say they have like a client from China, and then they want me to record Chinese for them, and now I'll be like, no. I talked to people from China before, like back in the days in my uni days. Um, None of them understand a single word I say. Like it's a constant struggles to like try to like communicate with them, especially in group project, is because they can't speak English. I have to either translate my teammate stuff from English to Chinese to them, and also I have to listen to them and then translate their Chinese to English to them. I'm a gosh dang translator, and I know one thing: my Chinese is actually not that good. I can speak Chinese, but in the Malaysia way. So there's no authenticated like a Chinese way to speak. So if you want me to do a record in Chinese and give it to them, it's not going to be possible. I'm not a banana, but in that specific case, I think I am a banana. So either way, yeah, I've been streaming for quite enough, like 3:44. Those kind of things is like still fine. Either way, thank you very much for watching, and as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye bye. And also here too. I still have no idea how this thing works. I'm trying to use the computer's one, but they refuse to let me use a virtual camera, so yeah. I have to end up using this thing for quite a while, I guess. Either way, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.